If you love Chinese takeout food, you've got to try my homemade Kung Pao Chicken recipe. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Hey, you're watching Preppy Kitchen, where I, John Cannell, teach you how to make delicious homemade dishes to share with your family and friends. This Kung Pao Chicken will be ready before you know it, so let's get started. Into a medium bowl, I'm adding 1/3 cup of water, a tablespoon of shaoxing, or you could also use rice cooking wine or even a dry white wine. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, it's gonna help crisp it up a little bit. 1.5 tablespoons of soy sauce. We're gonna whisk this together and set aside. It's time to cut the chicken. 2 breasts of chicken. You could also use dark meat if you like, of course. I'm gonna cut this up into bite-sized pieces. It's really up to you. I like smaller pieces in this. So by the way, this recipe doubles up really easily. I make this all the time for my family because Brian loves this recipe. Why do you like it so much, Brian?
It tastes really good.
I think
there's no Chinese food anywhere here.
I think he likes the peanuts in it as well. They have like a nice crunch. Let's dump our chicken into our marinade right now. You want to turn it around so everything is evenly coated. It's going to develop a wonderful flavor and cook up just like that. This can be set aside and just hang out for a few minutes while we do the rest of the chopping. Get that garlic out. Now for the chopping. I have 6 cloves of garlic in this recipe. Normally, if you read a recipe, double, triple, quadruple the garlic, but I think 6 cloves is a good amount. That's what I called for. We're gonna give these a good smash. Helps you release the oils and also release the skin. Smash, 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 flat side of your knife. And now we're gonna mince it up. Don't worry about it being super fine. You can have larger pieces in there if you want. I love this recipe, not just because it's delicious, but it's so easy to make. And like I said, when you double it, you have a lot left over for the next day, because this makes amazing leftovers. Set that aside and come over here. I wanna show you how to peel ginger, just in case you don't. Use a spoon and just scrape the edge off. It's really easy. The papery skin comes off right away. Ginger can be a bit intimidating just because of all the nubs and nooks and crannies, but it's really just super easy. Now we have this delicious, very fragrant ginger root. We're gonna mince this up, and again, small-ish pieces. It doesn't have to be perfect. And as you know, if you're ever sick, this makes the best tea. A little fresh ginger and honey. Once your ginger's all minced up, we just have a bell pepper. Open it up, de-seed it, and then we're gonna cut it into, rough big dice pieces. You can use whatever color you want. I think in the recipe I specify for a couple different colors, but all bell peppers are exactly the same. It's just at different stages of ripeness. Did you know that, Brian?
No.
Some people think they taste different. Okay. Take the ribs out, take the seeds out, and we're just gonna chop this into pieces. You can flatten it out if you want, it makes it easier. The thing that makes it the most easy is having a sharp knife, by the way. A sharp knife is your best friend. The very last thing we have are these dried chilies, and here's the deal. 1, they look super pretty in here, but they also add heat to this. If your family is a little bit heat adverse, just don't cut as many in half. You can leave them in whole, take them out afterwards, and they infuse just a little bit of heat. I'll be chopping most of these in half because Brian and the kids don't like things super spicy. You can see they just totally come apart. All those spicy seeds explode. Leave 1 whole one. Before we get things onto the skillet and cook this up, all we have to do is make our sauce and have it ready. So get a big bowl out or even a mixing cup. For the sauce, I'm gonna add 1/3 cup of water into my measuring mixing cup. 1 teaspoon of cornstarch, it'll help thicken it up. A tablespoon of our rice wine. Be a little bit generous with that if you want. 2 teaspoons of hoisin sauce. This is gonna add a ton of flavor to the sauce, so if you have it, definitely use it. 2 tablespoons of sugar. It'll add just the right amount of sweetness to this. And 1/3 cup of soy sauce. I'm using low sodium. Let's give that a mix. We're all ready to go. Onto the skillet, get a big one out and set it over medium-high heat. Add in about a tablespoon of oil. Get it nice and hot. You wanna see it dancing on the surface before you add the chicken, and you're probably gonna cook the chicken in a couple different batches depending on how big your pan is, so judge accordingly. So my oil is dancing on the surface. Swirl it around a bit. I'm gonna add half of the chicken in, and it'll cook up so quickly. Give it a little room so the chicken can breathe, so to speak. Let that sizzle away for a couple of minutes before we flip the chicken over, and then set it aside into a clean bowl. You may need to add a little bit more oil, and you're gonna notice there is gonna be some sticking happening on your pan. That's okay because it's delicious caramelized bits, and it'll be all worked into the sauce at the end. So I finally bought a splatter guard. You can set them over, they're mesh on top so that everything can breathe, but you don't get burnt. But it's not the best for on-camera work, so I'll take it off. While the chicken finishes up, I'm just gonna chop some green onions, mix them in at the end. These are so delicious. One of my favorite things to add to everything. My chicken's cooked through. I'm gonna separate this into my bowl and get to the veggies. Add a couple more tablespoons of oil to your hot pan. We're gonna add our peppers in now. So these just need to soften up really quickly. And while they're softening up, we're gonna add our chilies in. I'm gonna be careful with this, not getting me in my eye. Stir these up. We're just gonna cook these for 1 to 2 minutes until you notice the color changes slightly in your bell peppers and they've begun softening a little bit. You do not want them to be like smushy. I see the edges of my peppers are just getting charred, so I'm gonna add in my garlic and ginger right now. Now we're just gonna cook this up really, really quickly. You do not want to burn your garlic, as you know, so move it around and just wait for the fragrance to hit you, and then it's time to add the sauce. While those are cooking, I'm gonna add in about 3/4 of a cup of just roasted peanuts. I like to add extra though, because they're my favorite part, so cup and change. Mix those in. Now we're gonna add the sauce. So give it one final stir because the cornstarch settles, and pour it right in there. Okay, it's gonna sizzle up. Let it boil, it'll thicken up slightly, and then we're gonna add the chicken in. And this sauce is so easy. Look at the peppers. This sauce is so easy. If you want it to be even a little bit more saucier and looser, just add an extra 1/3 of a cup of water in there and it'll just be perfect. Okay, this sauce is thickened up. Let's dump our chicken back in. We're gonna mix that so the chicken is really just perfectly coated by the sauce. The smell is so nice. It's like sticky, sweet, spicy, savory, everything. And the peanuts add so much crunch. I love it. Toss those green onions in. Oh, the color is so beautiful. Just mix them up. They're just gonna partially cook right at the end of this. And as it is right now, we can take the heat off. Serve with rice and your favorite veggies and you will be in heaven. If you like this video, check out my Chinese food playlist. That is so good. I'll see you in the next video.